and welcome. I'm Jennifer Stroman, and today we are going to go over the Red Aspen compensation plan. What we will be covering is our sales track, and then we're going to get into the team track and cover title qualifications, level commissions, generation commissions, and bonuses and profit shares. But first, let's go over a couple definitions that I will be using, some verbiage that I will be using throughout this video. The first thing is personal volume is abbreviated as PV, and it'll be recognized multiple times through this video as PV. Brand ambassador is abbreviated as BA. It's actually defined as an independent Red Aspen business owner, but you will hear myself and many others commonly use it to refer to someone that's enrolled in Red Aspen. So if we say BA, we may be referring to just someone who is enrolled, not necessarily by their rank. We're also going to go over these definitions: levels, sales active, active leg, and group volume. Some of these definitions maybe you already know. Sometimes the verbiage is a little different from company to company, so I want to make sure that you understand what each definition actually means. What are levels? So when you sponsor someone, they are your level 1. When your level 1 sponsors someone, that person becomes your level 2. When your level 2 sponsors someone, that becomes your level 3. Following? So here's a cute little quick diagram. The blue dot is you. The green would be your level 1. The purple would be your level 2. The yellow would be your level 3. And the red is your level 4. Sales active. So to be considered sales active in a commission period, which is typically day 1 to the last day of the month. To be sales active in a commission period, you have to achieve 120 in personal volume or more, excluding tax, shipping, and discounts. This can come, all of the PV, the personal volume, can come from personal sales, show sales, pop-up orders, or loyalty box sales. But to be sales active, you have to be able to sell 120 in that commission period. All right, let's talk about active leg. First, a leg is the team that is formed from one of your personally sponsored, and it includes their entire downline. So an active leg does not mean that your personally sponsored BA needs to have 120 for their month. A leg will count as active as long as at least one person in that leg is at or above 120 in PV. The only alternative to this an alternative to having 120 in PV is if that brand ambassador is in her enrollment month. Something that we do here at Red Aspen is when you have someone enroll, they're actually considered active their first month. So here's a great diagram. Kelly has all of these wonderful ladies on her team, and she has Kim, who is not active. Jane is not active. Mary is not active. But you see the red dot, Lauren is active, and Lauren is 4 levels below Kelly. But because Lauren is active and she has 120 in personal volume, Kim has an active leg. That isn't considered an active leg. So Kelly has 1 active leg through Kim. Okay? So over on the other side, let's look over at Sarah. Let's say Sarah is a brand new enrollee. Okay, so she just enrolled today. It's the last day of the month. That green dot above her is now an active leg. So Kelly can count that leg as well. If nobody else in that particular organization has become active, Sarah would be the one considered as an active leg. So I also want to point out that Kelly would be you on our other diagram that we just covered. Kim and Beth would be your level 1. Jane would be your level 2. Mary and Sarah would be your level 3. And Lauren would be your level 4. Group volume. So group volume is your total volume created by you and your levels 1 through 3. This is also used to calculate qualifications for rank promotions and rank maintenance, which basically means this is going to determine whether you rank up or you maintain your rank. So I'm going to go backwards just for a second. And I'm going to look at this diagram one more time. So your group volume is your levels 1, 2, and 3 plus you. So basically, looking at this diagram, it would be everyone's volume except for the red dots. Red dots are considered level 4, and that would not be considered your group volume. So this one is very interesting to me. We have a sales track. I'm not quite sure if there's another company out there that has this. I found this very unique with Red Aspen, but there may be some out there that I just haven't seen. We actually have a sales track, which means your personal volume, you're not wanting to build a team, but you're here and you actually get a title for your sales. So let's go over them very quickly. As a brand ambassador, your BA, if you sell between 0 and 119 in personal volume, you're considered a BA and you receive 25% in personal commission. A sales ambassador sells between $120 and $999 in personal volume and they receive 27% in personal commission. A sales leader has $1,000 to $1,999 in personal volume and they receive 30% personal commission. When you have $2,000 to $3,999 in personal volume, you are considered a sales manager, and at that level, you receive 33% personal commission. The last title on the sales track is sales executive, and that title is $4,000 in personal volume or above, and you receive 35% in personal commission. And this does not include enrolling anyone. This is if you are not building a team. Now let's move on to the team track. As you can see, it can be a little bit confusing when you look at our compensation plan. So I'm hoping to clear some of this up for you and help you understand this a lot better. We are going to cover title qualifications, which is the first section that is highlighted there. Next, we will go over level commissions. Next, generation commission. And last, we are going to cover bonuses and profit shares. Let's talk about title qualifications. Your title qualifications will include your personal volume, group volume, and active legs. When you get into the leadership ranks, which is associate brand director and higher, titled legs, downline volume, and dashing start PV will come into play. So let's define the last 3 items I listed there. Let's start with titled legs. This is going to be used to qualify for associate brand director and above. A titled leg basically means that it requires at least one brand ambassador found anywhere within a certain leg to be at a specified paid as title or above. For example, an associate brand director requires 1 brand manager. So you will need 1 brand manager in any one of your legs. So they have to be as paid as title. They've got to be a brand manager for you to qualify as an associate brand director. It does not need to be a level 1. Maybe your level 1 is a brand leader, but under them you have a brand manager. That would be included. Next is downline volume. Downline volume is used to qualify for associate brand director and above. Your downline volume includes your personal volume and your entire downline personal volume. There is a stipulation. You cannot have a maximum of 50% of your downline volume coming from one leg. For example, if you are at an associate brand director level, you need $10,000 in volume. That volume cannot come from one leg. So you cannot have one leader come in and have $10,000 volume and you are an associate brand director. It must be no more than 50% of one leg. So if you have one leg with 8,000 in volume, you have to balance that volume out with 5,000 from another leg to achieve the associate brand director rank. Think of it as when you stand, you've got to stand firm with 2 legs. You can't just stand with 1. So you always need at least 2 legs to be able to rank up. Next, this one is a little complicated. Your dashing start PV is the total month-to-date PV of a brand ambassador during her dashing start period. So this is like somebody's volume in December. They're in their dashing start, but their volume for December. Okay? Now, on the compensation plan, you will see dashing start PV and personal volume plus DSPV1 in this line highlighted here. So let's talk about the DSPV1. This is going to apply to associate brand directors and above only. If you're not at associate brand director level yet, it's good for reference, but this does not pertain to you just yet. The Dashing Start Personal Volume Level 1 or DSPVL1 is cumulative Dashing Start PV for all brand ambassadors in your Level 1. So if you bring on a new brand ambassador and they are in their Dashing Start period, this is going to be their personal volume. So for qualification purposes only for qualifying for a paid as title rank, you can include a combination of your personal volume and your DSPVL1. Let me go back to this comp plan for a minute. You can see that $600 that an associate brand director needs, it can include a combination of your personal volume plus your Dashing Start personal volume level 1, which means that if you have a new brand ambassador, you can count a max of $300 towards your qualifying PV for the month. What does this mean in layman's terms? If you have someone in their Dashing Start period and they have $300 in volume, you can count that towards your rank only as an associate brand director, which would mean that you would only need $300 in PV. Make sense? 300 plus 300 equals 600. That's what that term means. Now let's talk about level commissions. Level commissions are paid on your first 3 levels. You can earn up to 10% depending on your rank and depending on which level they fall under. So for instance, if you are a brand leader, you are paid 3% on your level 1. You're paid 8% on your level 1 when you advance to senior brand leader. When you advance to brand manager, it's 9%. And when you get to senior brand manager, you are receiving 10% on level 1. And at senior brand manager, you're getting paid level 1, level 2, and level 3. And all level commissions are paid on CV. CV is commissionable volume. This is one that seems confusing to a lot of people, so I want to touch on this for just a moment. Commissionable volume is the wholesale price. It's used to calculate level and generation commission. It is 70% of retail price in most cases. So your commissionable volume is 70% of your PV. If your PV is $100, 70% is commissionable volume. So when it comes to level commissions, it's different than your personal commission. Your personal volume commission is dollar for dollar, where level commissions, you are getting paid 70% of, for instance, level 1 has $100, you're getting paid a percentage of $70. Now, going back to our diagram of Kelly's organization, which in this case, we could be talking about you being Kelly, your green is level 1, your purple is level 2, and your yellow is level 3. Level commissions are going to be paid on these 3 levels. So you can see I blocked out Lauren and level 4, which is red. You're not getting paid level commissions on level 4. It's 1, 2, and 3. Next are generation commission. This is for leadership levels. Generation commission is paid on up to 5 generations. You can earn up to 2% depending on your rank and what level or what generation. So for example, when you are an associate brand director, you are paid 1% on your Gen 0. When you advance to brand director, you are paid 2% on Gen 0 and receive 2% on your Generation 1, and so on. This is also paid on commissionable volume. So your commissionable volume, to remind you, is 70% of the PV. What is a generation? A generation begins with an associate brand director or above and includes her entire downline, down to but not including the next associate brand director or above. So this does not limit you to 3 levels. This is her entire downline. Now let's go back to our diagram. So for Kelly, the green as you can see, there are 0, Kim, ABD 1, 0, Beth, 0, okay? So we're going to talk about generation commission. So for this example, Kim is an ABD, so she is going to be a generation 1. Lauren, the red, is also an ABD, but she is an ABD under Kim, so she is a generation 2. So Kelly's Gen 0 is anyone who is not an associate brand director or under an associate brand director. As you can see, there's a lot of zeros. Beth is also a 0. All of those are zeros. They are not ABDs, and they are under her Gen 0. It's because between her and the next associate brand director, between Kelly and her next associate brand director, that is Gen 0. So Kim is an associate brand director direct to Kelly, and that is going to be Kelly's generation 1. Everyone under Kim is Kelly's generation 1 up to the next ABD in Kim's organization. So as you can see in this diagram, Kelly's Gen 1 is Kim, and everybody under Kim up to Lauren. And Lauren is an associate brand director, so that is Kelly's Gen 2. Anyone under Lauren is a Gen 2 until you get to the next associate brand director under Lauren. Okay? So your generation is going to be from associate brand director to associate brand director. So if you are an executive brand director, national brand director, doesn't matter what you are, if you don't have an associate brand director until you're level 4, then everybody above that is considered your Gen 0. And then once you get an associate brand director, that begins Gen 1. And from there, they've got to have a director to make it a Gen 2. So it's not like if you have, let's say, let me go back to the diagram. Let's say that Kim and Beth are both ABDs. Kim and Beth are both level 1s, and they're both ABDs. They're both your Gen 1, okay? It's not Gen 1 and Gen 2, okay? So Gen 2 has to be an associate brand director under Gen 1 ABD. Last, I just want to touch on bonuses and profit shares. Your bonuses that are indicated on the compensation plan is referring to a monthly bonus that brand directors and above can earn each month based on their paid as title, not their title, but their paid as title for the month. And then we also have quarterly profit shares. So at executive brand director level, you are eligible for profit share bonuses. You start to accumulate shares, and the number of shares allocated varies by your title and how many times you hit that paid as title. All right, guys, that is it for the team track. I appreciate you watching, and we will see you on the next training.